This is Tell with Oshawa Bushcraft, and we're back here today with another video about the 82 pattern rucksack. A request I kept receiving on my earlier videos was people wanting me to show them the hybrid ruck you can build with an 82 pattern and a 64 pattern frame. And that's what we're going to do here today. So this mod basically involves taking the aluminum frame from the 64 pattern pack and swapping it in place of the 82 pattern pack steel frame. But why someone would want to do this? Well, the ergonomics on the aluminum frame can be a little better, and we're going to show that, and it shaves about a half a pound of weight. So we're just going to get right into this. Step one, completely disassemble both packs. I have disassembled both packs, and now we have all the parts we're going to need. This is all our soft parts from the 82 pattern pack and the frame from the 64. Before we go any further, we should have a talk about these frames. So the 82 frame is obviously made of steel, it's enamel coated, and it's just a wire frame. The 64 pattern frame is, I think, also enamel coated or painted, and it's made of tube aluminum. The 64 has more arch to it at the bottom and is a little wider. The 82 is about an inch taller. We are losing about an inch of height. So we're going to start the assembly at the bottom of the pack with the hip pad. Now this frame is considerably wider at the bottom than the 82 pattern. We go to put this pad on. So installing the hip pad at the bottom of the frame here, I mentioned that the 82 frame is narrower than the 64 pattern frame. It's a little wider here. With this particular pad, these straps are not long enough to be done up. I've talked to people who said that this will work without modifications. There might be older variations of this pad that have longer straps. This one does not. There's a couple of fixes you could do here. You could use paracord and rig something up. You could cut these and sew on longer straps. The fix I'm going to use, I'm going to grab a couple of spare sleeping bag straps and just use them as an extension. I'll show you guys what that looks like. Here's what that looks like. We're just using those extra straps to extend this. Now you didn't need a 6-foot strap, and you would use 3 of them, but I only had 2 sleeping bag straps with me. In the past, I've just grabbed a couple of spare ladder buckles and just sewn up a little strap with 6 inches of nylon. That's about your easiest fix for this. While we're here, it's worth mentioning, have a look at the suspension we have now. Because of the curve in the frame and how long this pad is now, we have plenty of suspension, keeping our pack away from our body. Whereas when this was installed on the 82 frame, there's almost no suspension at all here. We were just having a little bit of padding. That's already a big benefit. Okay, so after we have the hip pad installed, our shoulder straps are our next step. We shouldn't need any modifications here. These install almost exactly like the 82 pattern shoulder straps. So there's our yoke installed. I didn't show you all the steps because it's just 4 nylon straps and buckles. I'm sure you guys can figure it out. And I ran our load straps up to the top of the frame. Next up, we got to add Mobius straps. These are the bottom of your shoulder straps. You could attach anywhere down here that conveniences you. I'm thinking all the way down here. I went with the lowest point I could pick because I'm a tall guy, but you could use any of these points around here. They would work just fine. Okay guys, excuse the mess of the extra straps here, but I don't want to cut those sleeping bag straps down, but almost all our strapping's done now. Our next step is going to be putting the main bag on. And even though the frame's a little different, just like on the 82 frame, it is just going to fit into this sleeve here, and we're going to lash this on with some paracord. Just like we did before. I'll do that off camera. Okay guys, I got the bag tied on here. The previous owner of this didn't leave any paracord any extra the last time he tied it on, so that's the best I can do. I would normally run this down here, tied down here, but it's not important. Last step here, Mobius training straps go on. After the load compression straps are on, our last steps down here are to put the web belt on it. There's probably a couple of different ways you can rig it up. I'm going to leave it just like that for now. And then our last step is going to be to install the valise straps and put a valise on it. These install just like the 82 pattern. there we have it. From the front, it doesn't look any different than an 82 pattern pad, which is important for the soldiers on a ruck march. Nobody would know any different from the back, or from the front. From the back, there still isn't much to see. All right, let's try this thing on. It does feel a little bit shorter. I'm not sure if it is or not. And that hip pad does have some suspension to it now, being spread across a wider frame. I can see why these were popular. I am Tel Statrick of Oshawa Bushcraft. This has been how to assemble Canadian Forces 82/64 hybrid ruck. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys again soon.